If you're struggling to stay consistent with prayer, watch this all the way through. Because the reason most Christians stop praying has almost nothing to do with laziness, and everything to do with something much deeper. Let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever started a new prayer routine? Felt motivated for a few days, maybe even a week, and then, quietly, without making a decision, you stopped? Not because you stopped believing, not because you stopped loving God, you just stopped showing up. And you probably wondered, what's wrong with me? Tonight, I want to show you the real reason this happens and how to fix it in a way that actually lasts. Stay with me, because the last part may change how you pray forever. Most Christians quit praying within the first 30 days for one simple reason. They expect prayer to feel powerful before it becomes personal. When you first begin praying, you usually start with excitement. You feel hopeful. You feel determined. You feel close to God. But after a few days, life gets loud. Your schedule gets heavy. Your emotions go up and down, and suddenly, prayer starts to feel quiet, too quiet. Nothing dramatic happens. No strong emotions, no sudden breakthrough. So slowly, the thought begins to grow in your mind. Am I doing this right? This is the first invisible enemy of prayer. Silence. Not God's silence, your interpretation of silence. You assume that because you don't feel something, God must not be doing something, but real prayer is not built on emotional feedback. It is built on relationship. And relationships grow slowly, not suddenly. Here is the second reason people quit. They turn prayer into performance. Without realizing it, you begin to measure your prayers. How long did I pray today? Did I say the right words? Did I sound spiritual enough? Did I pray like other people pray? And before you know it, prayer becomes pressure. Instead of rest, instead of honesty, instead of connection, you stop coming to God as you are and start coming to God as who you think you should be. That is exhausting. And eventually, people walk away from what feels heavy, not because God is heavy, but because expectations became heavier than grace. Here is the third reason most Christians quietly stop praying. They treat prayer like a solution, not a relationship. Many people pray only when something is wrong, a problem, a crisis, a fear, a need. So when life becomes normal again, prayer fades, not intentionally, naturally, because prayer was connected to pain, not presence. But prayer was never meant to be your emergency line. It was meant to be your daily connection. When prayer only exists in storms, it disappears in peace. And over time, God slowly becomes someone you visit, instead of someone you walk with. Now here is something very important. Most people think consistency comes from discipline, but spiritual consistency comes from desire. You will not stay consistent in prayer by forcing a schedule. You stay consistent when your heart begins to crave God's presence. Not just His answers, and that shift changes everything. Here is the fourth reason people quit. They try to pray the same way forever. Same words, same pattern, same structure. And eventually, it becomes empty repetition. Your soul is growing. Your life is changing. Your struggles are changing. But your prayer never evolves, so your heart stops engaging. Prayer is not meant to be static. It is meant to be living. Sometimes prayer is speaking. Sometimes prayer is silence. Sometimes prayer is crying. Sometimes prayer is simply sitting in God's presence with no words at all. If your prayer life never changes, your hunger slowly fades. Now let me show you how to fix this in a way that actually works. Not with guilt, not with pressure, not with unrealistic routines, but with something simple. Start small, very small. Not long prayers, not perfect prayers, honest prayers. Instead of promising God 30 minutes a day, start with 2 minutes of real connection. 2 minutes where you speak honestly. 2 minutes where you slow down. 2 minutes where you invite God into your actual life, not your religious version of life. Consistency grows through realism, not ambition. Second, stop waiting to feel ready. You do not need the right mood to pray. You need the right direction toward God. Prayer is not powered by emotion. It is powered by obedience. Even quiet obedience, even tired obedience, even distracted obedience. God meets you in your weakness. not after you fix it. Third, change the goal of your prayer. Do not aim to feel something, aim to meet someone. When prayer becomes about connection instead of outcome, you stop quitting. Because you are no longer chasing results, you are building relationship. Fourth, attach prayer to something you already do when you wake up, when you sit in your car, when you walk, when you lie in bed. Do not build prayer into your schedule, build prayer into your life. That is how habits survive. Now listen carefully. This is the part many people never hear. God is not disappointed when you struggle to pray. He is not keeping a spiritual scorecard. He is not standing far away waiting for you to perform better. He is near, even when you miss days, even when you feel dry, even when you start again. And yes, starting again still counts. You are not a failure because you stopped. You are faithful because you returned. Here is the truth. The reason most Christians quit praying is not because prayer does not work. It is because no one taught them how to build a real relationship with God instead of a religious routine. And tonight, you can choose something different. Not a perfect prayer life. A real one. Not a long one. An honest one. Not a public one. A personal one. Let me leave you with this. Do not try to become consistent. Try to become connected. Consistency will follow connection, and connection will grow into something deeper than discipline ever could. If your prayer life feels weak right now, that does not mean your faith is dying. It may mean your relationship with God is ready to grow. If this message spoke to your heart today, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below saying, "I choose to keep praying." Your comment may be the encouragement someone else needs to keep going. I'll see you in the next video.